So one of my favorite tools in the shop is this Mirka dustless sander. It comes with an orbital sander, different size blocks that you can capture the dust that's created so you're not making a mess in your shop. But if you're a DIYer working out of your garage, that's a really expensive system. I contacted Eastwood about their dustless system. It's much more affordable for the DIYer. So let's unbox this and see what we got. Take a look at what comes with it and how it can work for you. This system hooks right onto your typical shop vac, so you can extract dust and basically keep your shop clean. Tube hooks up to the blocks, and then this hooks up to your vacuum system. Try some 80 on this.
This is a Dodge pickup that we repaired some damage in the rear part of this bed. We'll be doing a video on how we repaired that and how we painted this bedside in the future. As far as these Eastwood blocks, I was kind of concerned with how big and bulky the blocks looked, but I was pleasantly surprised that they felt very, very comfortable in my hand. These blocks are actually more comfortable than the blocks that come with the Mirka system. The other thing I was concerned with was the hose going right to the center of the block, because on the Mirka system, the hose comes out of the end of the block. So I was wondering if that was going to get in the way, but I found that that really did not make a difference. Didn't affect anything at all. The shop vac we were using was a smaller shop vac, and it still did really well in capturing all that dust. Eastwood sent out some sandpaper for this system, and this 80 grit sandpaper, I was surprised with how long it lasted and how well it cut.
So I'm going to use this Contour DSB block, the longer one, and we'll try this out on this section. We've got the 80 grit sandpaper here, and all you do is line up these holes and hook it up to this vacuum here.
The body filler I'm using for this repair is the upol Lightweight Gold. This is a really good quality body filler. It does not separate in the can. It sands very easy, and I don't find that there's a big problem with pinholes. So if you're looking for a body filler for your project, you might check this out. I'll leave links down in the description. One thing you want to be aware of with this vacuum system is you can create a lot of suction, and sometimes, especially with this large block, it can make it a little bit more difficult to sand. Now you do have adjustments where you can let some air in so you can decrease the vacuum. That really seemed to help it glide across that body filler.
Okay, so this is feeling really good. It blocked out nice and straight. We've got a little bit of an imperfection right here. We'll have to fill that little low area. There's a little bit of a low area here. I'm going to clean up this edge with some 180 grit sandpaper on an orbital sander because I don't want to block and get 80 grit scratches up in here. So this filler is just excess. It has nothing to do with getting it straight. It's just the edge of the bodywork. So it's always a good idea to just clean that up with a finer grit sandpaper. There is a little bit of a low area here, but we're going to skim coat this with some USC Icing, which is a polyester glazing putty, a finishing putty, to remove those little imperfections, a couple little imperfections in this filler. We'll fill those with that icing, and that'll take care of that situation. Can you see that? All right, we're going to be using 180 to block out some of these 80 grit scratches. So this is some USC Icing. This is a polyester glazing putty. This is in real good shape. It's got 180 grit scratches in it. I want to do a little bit of work here in this body line. I want to cover this completely with a coat of icing and probably a thin coat over this and this, very thin. But we're just going to mix this up till it's all one uniform color. It's a finishing putty. It's real smooth, sands real easy, and it's just to fill any minor scratches or imperfections. We're gonna now block over this icing with some 180 grit sandpaper, and I'm just gonna smooth it out with the 180, and then we'll switch over to 320 to remove those 180 grit scratches before we primer this.
I'll use a little bit of dry guide coat to expose our 180 grit scratches, and we'll sand it right here with some 320 to get it ready for primer.
We've got it ready for primer. We're gonna put 2 coats of 2K urethane primer over it. This is a DTM, direct to metal primer. We're gonna use the R500.
So the primer I'm using is a 2K urethane primer made by Upol. This is a DTM primer, so it's a direct to metal primer. It can be used as a primer surfacer, or a sealer. Now I've been very satisfied with this Upol 2K primer. I like the fact that it's very versatile. It can be used over direct metal. It can also be used as a sealer. Now all primer shrinks a little bit, and this is no exception, but that's why we sand everything with 320 grit sandpaper before we primer. So those scratches are not going to be exposed in your finished product. So if you're interested in this primer, you can check it out. I'll leave a link in the description.
Okay, there's 1 coat of primer. We've got the infrared light on it. There's a couple little pinholes we're gonna have to fill later on, but overall, nice and straight. We'll let this flash off, put a little heat to it. We'll put a 2nd coat of primer on, and then we'll block this out.
Typically 2 coats of urethane primer is going to be sufficient, so you have enough material to block it after it dries. Now you want to wait 10 to 15 minutes in between coats, let it dry, and then we'll block it out, and we'll see if we need another coat of primer. Next, I'll share with you how you can perfectly prep out your primer for paint, and then we'll lay down a beautiful looking 2-tone base coat, clear coat finish. All that in the next episode, but if you want to learn techniques on how to spray beautiful looking, flawless clear coat, check out this video now. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you watching. If you found this video helpful, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and clicking that bell so you don't miss anything. We'll see you next time on Garage Noise.